What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Talking Wrestling. My name is the Sacramento Nightmare Herb. I got Ian over here, and Ian, how we doing, man?
My friend. Can't wait to talk wrestling with you.
Yep. And as always, in Talking Wrestling, in case this is your first time tuning in, we do predictions, we do reviews, we do the latest news in WWE. And today we're going to be talking about this week in wrestling. Up first, as many of you guys may have heard, Karrion Kross has decided not to re-sign with WWE. Him and Scarlett have parted ways. There's been a lot of rumblings online. Karrion Kross even has done a couple interviews. He even posted his video on his YouTube channel, a little documentary, kind of shooting on WWE in the entire process. In a recent interview, he talked a little bit more about the offer that he got. And to kind of just quote a little part from his interview, I got the offer. I wanted to know how they came to the valuation of that offer. Just wanted some information, some metrics, some analytics that's supporting to say, hey, this is how we got here. When I inquired about that, they were unwilling to provide me that information and told me I had 24 hours to agree to the offer or they were rescinding it. The next day we talk, I asked if they had the information. They don't. And I said, I can't make an informed decision without the information. And I'd like to keep the dialogue open. And they rescinded the offer. That's actually where we're at. As of the time of this video, Karrion Kross is still not in WWE. Neither is Scarlett. They announced their departures via social media and are accepting bookings for the independent scene. Ever since the Seth Rollins work happened, everything is being speculated whether this is a work or not. So, as natural per the internet wrestling community, everyone's speculating. Is this real? Is this not? Is he in? Is he out? Will he come back? Will he not? My take is that this is absolutely not a work. I think Karrion Kross is done. If you guys have been watching the past few episodes, I haven't been too high on him. I don't see all the appeal. Although it sucks as a human, that yes, like you no longer work for the company you want to be at and you had to go find something else. You know, that I can relate to, that I understand. But at the end of the day, I feel like his character just wasn't working. And I don't think they're going to bring him back. I think of times where CM Punk left the company. I think of times when R-Truth was released. You see the future shows after they leave the company, you hear, we want Punk, we want Truth, we want Punk, we want Truth. And when Karrion Kross got released, nothing happened. You had maybe one sign that said we want Kross, but I think overall in a nutshell, I don't think people care. I think for the most part, I think people will end up forgetting about this. And I don't think this is a work at all. I think he's done.
Yeah, I think he's done as well. That's the sad part too, is there was all this hype about him from the internet, the fans, and you would think that they were going to do something, but like he's mentioned in the past, Karrion Kross said that WWE said, do not interact with the fans, do not talk to them, don't show any emotion, just get in there and do your thing. And he's like, well, wait a minute. If I'm getting a reaction, I should be I should be reacting back. And he's like, nope, disregard them, keep moving. He didn't like that. So that was already a start of just kind of like the uncomfortable work environment. And then when he got that notice of here's your contract, you got 24 hours, go. It's like, well, I need to see, nope, 24 hours, go. Yeah, they felt like we don't really need you. And we're going to prove a fact that you're not that important, which is unfortunate because he's a good wrestler. He does deliver great promos. And I personally believe that he's going to land somewhere, just not WWE. So his handful of fans that were cheering for him, wanting him to do more because they're not here. They can go to the next brand that he's going to be wrestling for.
Yeah, and kudos to Karrion Kross. As much as I'm not really a fan of his character, he did get over with his side of the fans, as you mentioned. There were people. He has his fan club, and I think that's why WWE gave him those opportunities. Remember, he kind of disappeared from programming, and then he went from backstage promos for a couple of minutes, and then he actually had matches on PLEs. And what was it, Night of Champions? He wrestled Sami Zayn, part one of the trilogy, and then the end of the trilogy, he had a match at SummerSlam. So it's not like the opportunities weren't given to him. And although it sucks at the way the contract negotiations turned out, I think WWE used this as a last chance. And frankly, they just weren't sold. I mean, neither was I.
Good luck, Karrion Kross.
Yep. Wish you the best of luck. And if it is a work, all right, let's run it back. Up next, Naomi hasn't been medically cleared by WWE. Last week on Raw, she was supposed to defend her women's championship against Io Sky. And at the beginning of the broadcast, like very much in the beginning, Michael Cole announced that the match isn't going to happen anymore because Naomi hasn't been medically cleared to compete. So latest rumblings, we look and then like it's legitimate. Like people are saying that she might be out for a long time. The terms of like the injury hasn't been disclosed. Obviously, the internet wrestling community has like rumors going around. Whether or not those rumors are true or not remains to be seen. All I know is that the big theme is that she's not medically cleared and it's legitimate, and she will likely be out for a long time. And man, I think that this is a big blow to like the women's division. And I think for Naomi the character was on the run of her life. She went on this like amazing heel run. She made it to the top, amazing cash in at for her Money in the Bank contract at Evolution. Made it to the top of the mountain. Great character work. She was got over with the crowd with her Proceed with Caution storyline. Everyone was loving it, and this is like the highest and biggest run she's ever been on in WWE. She went from Feel the Glow to dancing to an evil bad guy at the top of the division. And for this to happen right now, like character wise, it couldn't have happened at a worse time.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, she's not medically cleared. Obviously, the rumors were out there. I won't mention it. But you've got Naomi gone. You got Liv Morgan gone. So you've got future champion, already current champion out. And now they have to backpedal and figure out a story now of what they're going to do next. I mean, you've got, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Rodriguez, whomever. Heck, they might even break up Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. Who knows? Maybe they want to go do that again. Because I guarantee you at some point, now that that title is potentially open, if this is all, like if the rumors are true, then who knows? Maybe Charlotte Flair again? Who knows?
Yeah,
But yes, that's unfortunate.
yeah, I think with any like sudden injury, it takes a lot of like pivoting and fast. Because WWE, if it's one thing I do know, they plan their stories months in advance. So they probably already had a plan. And now that plan A fell through, it affects plan B, C, and D, and this wrestler and that wrestler. So a lot of like cleaning up they're gonna have to do. But I think as far as the championship goes, obviously she can't be the champion if this is confirmed and she's out for an extended period of time. My thoughts are, I don't know how, but it's probably gonna end up in the hands of Io Sky or Rhea Ripley. If I had to pick, I think Io Sky will probably end up with the women's championship. They had to turn somebody heel quickly. Besides Becky Lynch and Naomi, I can't think of any like big name main event heels off the top of my head. So I think you have to turn somebody. And I think when Io Sky was wrestling Roxanne Perez on Raw last week, they teased a little bit of tension actually with Io Sky and Asuka and Kairi Sane. So was it a little bit out of the blue? Yes. I mean, but also you kind of have to, given the circumstances with Naomi. So I do think sooner rather than later, they might end up pulling the trigger on that feud. And we might see a combination of Io Sky and Asuka or Io Sky and Kairi Sane. I think starting off, I think we will see Io Sky and Asuka will be the bigger match. And I do think that's going to be a big feud that we're going to see down the line. I think Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to turn.
I'm making like I said, I'm taking my hot take and I'm running with it. Because we've already talked about Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. We're not friends. And if the rumor, like I said, is true, Charlotte Flair, man. Charlotte Flair, it would be the heel.
Can't do that yet. They're doing so good.
I know.
So good.
But it would make the most sense for her. Besides, I mean, yeah, she's enjoying the good girl or good wrestler kayfabe, but the company needs that story. So we'll see.
Yeah, totally. If that does happen, I hope it happens down the line. I want to see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte turn on each other first and get that going. But yes, I think Charlotte is a natural heel, maybe down the line. But as you said, who knows in the world of WWE? We will see. Where they're going to swerve us. When are they going to swerve us next? Speaking of swerve, I didn't know that I was under the impression we weren't going to have a premium live event in September. But out of nowhere, out of the blue, WWE announces that there's going to be a PLE on September the 20th in Indianapolis, the same site as the Royal Rumble, which I went to a few months ago. Love Indy, by the way. So excited for that to happen. They also announced Brock Lesnar is going to be on the SmackDown, the two SmackDowns before this PLE. So I think that kind of ends up It's a given. If Brock Lesnar's appearing on those episodes, he's going to face John Cena in his upcoming PLE that has yet to be named. I think the biggest news coming from this is they're on September 20th is the same day as AEW's upcoming PLE All Out, which is one of their bigger PLEs from my understanding. I'm a WWE guy, but I know like All Out is a big name for AEW, so I'm anticipating this to be a big event for them. They WWE previously attempted to kind of compete with AEW in July when they had Evolution and AEW had their pay-per-view also. And to be honest, like I'm not really a fan of them scheduling dates at the same time because as somebody who mostly follows WWE, and not so much AEW, I don't know when AEW is having their events. And the only time that I even knew that they were having an event on July was because the internet wrestling community was talking about it. So I get why WWE is trying to do this because they want to like compete and make the fans like choose between the two. But if they, kind of just like do their thing and kind of just schedule it whenever, I probably wouldn't even know when AEW is hosting their events. And because now I know, I saw a clip where Edge and Christian reunited, or Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, and I'm a little intrigued by that because of the nostalgia. But I don't think that would have happened if I didn't know if WWE wasn't trying to schedule and compete with AEW on the same day. So, my thoughts.
Oh, come on now. I mean, WWE is now this bigger corporation. I mean, TKO owns them. So they need to be the best. So they're going to compete, regardless if you are way up here and you have AEW way down here in second place. So even just trying to kill them, they're not trying to kill them. They're trying to, put the foot and just really, choke them out and call it done. And that's just business. So, but it's not good business, I guess. But I don't know. I think it's really going to make the fans check, but also too, I guess priority wise, because they can just record it, or they can just buy it and record it for later and watch it later on a replay. So you still get it, but it just wouldn't be the same because you're not watching it live. So I guess if anything, you would just have to choose what you want to hear or watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like AEW should be chasing WWE. I don't think WWE needs to be going out of their way to schedule days the same day as like AEW. But nonetheless, we're all about profits now, right? In the TKO era. Hey, the stories are good. So I'm liking it. So I could think what I want. I'm still going to be tuning in.
It's what we do.
What are your thoughts on the Karrion Kross situation? Is this a work? What about Naomi? Is she going to be out for a long time? Who's going to take Naomi's place? And what are your thoughts on WWE trying to set up PLEs the same day as AEW? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it matter at all? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. As always, thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys. And before we leave, I got 5 letters, 1 word for you. Peace.